Alright, fuckers, this is gonna be a semi-quick one, so pucker up, because I'm about to fuck you raw. That 90s show is alright. The series is a spinoff of the very popular and one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, That 80s Show, and I guess technically That 70s Show if you want to count that one as well. I had really low expectations going in, mainly due to it being released by Netflix, who doesn't really have the best reputation with new releases. They have shows like Stranger Things, but they also have shit like Big Mouth and cancel other shows like Inside Job. And with that kind of track record, it felt like That 90s Show was going to be a flip of the coin whether or not it would be good, and I'm surprised to say that it's honestly not half bad. Now, it's nowhere near the quality and humor that the original show had, but it's got a lot of heart and has little moments for people who were fans of the original, and it's the little shit they've added to the show that gets me more than the actual plot. That 90s show centers around Leia Foreman, the daughter of Eric and Donna from the original series. The family decides to go celebrate the 4th of July with Eric's parents, Kitty and Red Foreman. While there, Leia befriends their teenage neighbor, and in doing so, befriends all of her friends as well. And after enjoying the day together, decides that she wants to stay with her grandparents for the rest of the summer. The plot's fine, and works as a good starting off point for the series. First and foremost, Red and Kitty carry the whole fucking show. They are easily the best part, and the show would fall tremendously without them. They are absolutely wonderful and must be protected at all costs. That goes the same with all the original cast members, even though they only appear briefly in the show. Anytime any of them are on, they carry that fucking scene. I wish they were there a lot more, but I understand this is more of a show that passes on the torch to the new generation of characters, and because of that, it creates a huge problem for the cast. Put it nicely, they really just aren't as good. Now, I'm not saying they're bad by any means. It's that they just feel a little green, if that makes any sense. Sometimes it feels like I was watching like a Disney show or something similar to that. To me, none of the new characters were really standouts, and their acting feels a little stiff at points. Now, I'm gonna give them a little bit of slack because a lot of the new cast members are still young, so they've got a lot of room to grow. Not just as characters, but as actors as well. I see a lot of potential for the new cast, and I'm genuinely interested in where the characters go next. Because of that, I can let that acting slide a bit. But what I can't let slide is that dumb fucking laugh track. This is a personal pet peeve of mine, but I just can't help mentioning it. Now, the original series had a laugh track as well, but it felt more natural, like it was actually being filmed in front of a live studio audience, and maybe it was, I'm not actually sure. I really don't want to do research because I'm fucking lazy. But the new laugh track, however, is fucking shit. I swear to fucking God, it's the same one they used in iCarly, and I cannot fucking stand that laugh track. It makes the show feel artificial. Why even put in a fucking laugh track if no one is really there? Again, I actually don't know if it was filmed in front of a live studio audience or not. I really don't want to open up another fucking tab and look it up. But believe me when I say that it is extremely distracting. I'm also distracted by the timeline of the show. The show takes place in the summer of 1995, about 3 months after the Oklahoma City bombing. That has nothing to do with the show. I just find it very interesting that that's where they kind of decided to start off the show. It's like having the beginning of a show start around like Christmas of 2001 and just not mention anything that might have happened that year that was kind of a big deal. Anyway, the show begins in the summer of 1995, 15 years after the ending of the original That 70s Show, and that already brings up several questions if you know how the original series ended. For example, Leia turns 15 in the summer with her grandparents, like in the show, most likely in July, maybe early August in 1995. If my math is correct, and I refuse to do research, Leia was born in 1980, the same year that That 70s Show ended. However, July is 7 months into the year, a whole 2 months early from a 9-month pregnancy. Eric didn't come back from Africa until New Year's Eve night of 1979, so either Donna got pregnant right after Eric came back, or Eric might not be the actual father. And sure, Donna could have had an early pregnancy, but it's more likely that they just fucked up the timeline. Same goes with Jay Kelso, the son of Kelso and Jackie from the original show. I think he's supposed to be around the same age as Leia, maybe a little older, but that doesn't make sense in the timeline as well. Kelso and Jackie aren't together at the end of That 70s Show. Hell, Kelso was gone for an entire fucking season before he came back for the finale. That 90s Show confirms that Fez and Jackie continued to date for a little while, before Fez catches Jackie on the phone with Kelso. And it's just all types of fucked up. The best way to go about it is to just not think about it, because I'm sure that is just how the creators went about it as well. The show also has issues with telling and not showing. A prime example of the show is how everyone says that Jay is a huge slut who fucks a lot, and they warn Leia about him and not to fall for it. But when we see Jay seek out Leia for a romantic interest, it seems genuine. We see him date like one other girl for one episode, and I don't even think they kissed in like all of it. So I really don't know what his friends are fucking talking about. Fuck, hold on. I said I like the show. I should probably say something positive rather than just the shit on it. A lot of the humor surprisingly landed for me. I will admit that some of the jokes were too corny and didn't land for me, but when they did land, they fucking landed. One of my favorite jokes comes like from the end of the season, and it's a dumb fucking joke, but it came out of fucking nowhere and it really got me. Like, I audibly laughed, which I never do watching shows. It's normally just a light chuckle, and I gotta say, I did audibly laugh a lot during this show because a lot of it is filled with some dumb fucking jokes, but they work, they really do. And jokes like that make a show a whole lot more fun to watch. Again, the show was pretty decent. The longer I watched the show, the more I ended up liking it. The new characters started to grow on me, and I started to like them more and more as the show went on. Not a whole lot, but enough to get me invested in their stories and their future plots they have planned for them. But unfortunately, I most likely won't watch the new season because Netflix is run by a bunch of fucking greedy fucks who want to get rid of password sharing, so I will probably cancel my account if that still goes through. If season 2 comes out, I won't watch it on Netflix. I'll probably end up watching it some other way, a far more adventurous way. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that 90s show. I recommend giving it a watch, even though I just spent this whole video taking a fucking big, fat, wet, stinky shit on it. It's a fun watch, I promise. At least I thought it was. But let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to know if everyone else liked it, or if I'm just out of my fucking mind about this show.